Hello, welcome to my channel, WingSpiritualClarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm doing a reading for Leo. Welcome, Leo. Hope you're doing well. There's some sense of urgency I'm feeling from the energy of Leo. Let's see what that's about. Let's get to it. Just the facts. A rushing, no time to waste type of feeling. All right, so in the past, Leo, you were in the energy of Nine of Swords in reverse. Nightmare. Coming out of a nightmare. Waking from a nightmare. Coming out of deep anxiety. Coming out of some nightmare in the past that really affected the way you saw yourself, your self-perception, like on a soul level. Something in the past, some situation had you really take a look at who you are. I'm getting that this was a blessing in disguise. This could have been a very painful situation on face level, uncomfortable, but I'm getting that it's a blessing in disguise, that not all blessings feel good, that there was something about the truthfulness, something about seeing yourself clearly, even if it was painful, that happened in the past. Why this happened was to give you an opportunity to heal some rifts within yourself. Learn how to accept who you are, not just all the good and wonderful things about you, Leo, but the difficulties, your traumas, where you've been hiding from yourself. It gave you an opportunity to, it feels like shadow work, to acknowledge aspects of yourself. And I feel like that even though this might feel like this was not a blessing, it feels like you might have experienced it like a nightmare. This opportunity to see yourself clearly created it's about you. It's an opportunity so you can see yourself clearly, so you're not so divided within, that you're not, so you don't work off such strong perfection pictures that you have to have an image and ego, and instead it gave you an opportunity to be human, embrace your humanity, embracing your flaws, learning from your mistakes, taking accountability. And by mending that rift within, then it would help you have mend some fences, mend some connections that have been difficult to maintain because of a lack of willingness of seeing things from someone else's point of view. It required you to put your defenses down, and I feel like that's really tough for you. I feel like there's this ego protection going on, and not wanting to be perceived. I'm getting protection pictures, not wanting to be perceived in any other way than in a positive light. But those beliefs, those perfection pictures have kept you repeating a cycle and not able to move forward. So protecting yourself from feeling uncomfortable aspects of you or moving forward. So there's something about facing your fears. And it looks like in the past you decided to do the work, put in the work to transcend whatever this is, work on yourself so you can find real stability. I feel like working on yourself. That made all the difference, it looks like, in this past story. All right, Leo, in your present energy is the Page of Swords in reverse. It's like there's this message that won't come through. Someone's trying to keep something hidden, keep something from coming out, keep the truth from coming out in current energies. Ooh, but the truth's coming out anyway, and coming out fast. Someone in current energy wants to keep the pretense alive, but the truth's coming out. This feels related. Is there some truth about you that you were faced with and didn't want to come out publicly, and didn't want to be faced with it, definitely didn't want to have it put in your face, but it's coming out, it came out. Kind of feels out of the blue. And you can't get away from it. Feel like you've been running away from this truth for a long time, this very uncomfortable truth. And something about, feels like someone put it in your face, or it's out, and now you can't get away from it. You got to deal with this. You've got to face it. Feel like you're being more strategic about how to get through this. It might be too emotionally charged. Feels like you are really in your mental body. All swords in present energy. You are making decisions from your headspace about this. You might be trying to figure out how, instead of, this is for some of you, instead of figuring out how to take accountability for whatever this truth is that you don't want to come out and take ownership and heal through it, it feels like you might be instead in current energy trying to figure out how to get back at the person revealing the truth, the person presenting you with the truth. And by doing that, you're affecting your own growth. you're not allowing yourself to complete this cycle. It isn't about being perfect in this world. It's about being human. It's about having a journey. And the world in reverse, this is a cycle completed, and you can't complete the cycle. There's some manipulation here. It hurts. It's difficult. It's painful. But the way you could be potentially going about this by trying to figure out how to strategize around the truth, how to counteract with your lies and decimate the person who brought the truth out. It's the truth. It is the truth. Feel like you know that this is the truth as well. And just like in the past, I feel like this is kind of a repeat. I feel like this has been happening. This repeat of a cycle, waking up from a nightmare because someone exposed something about who you are, and it created an opportunity for you to heal within and also mend connections, to let down your guard, because otherwise you stay really stuck. And then I get that so instead of you got to work and heal these aspects, did I misread that? Did you distract and go to work and ignore and that's why it's repeating in this current energy? You just went to work, head down, went about life, ignored what happened in the past. And so now it's revisiting in a really strong way. Something about this, a lie, a very uncomfortable truth that you can't get away from this time. And going about old strategies, old ways of trying to kill the messenger instead of going to the root of the problem, which is going within, Leo. All right, so the moon in reverse. Yes. What's hidden? No longer hidden. So a secret's coming out. Something's coming to light. What does Leo need? Excuse me. What does Leo need to know about the moon? Again, why this is happening. This is a blessing in disguise. This is not a punishment. This is an opportunity. This is a gift from heaven. An opportunity for a new start, an opportunity to create something very new, a new way of being, a new type of stability. I feel like by carrying this lie within you, it has caused a great deal of distress and split energy. And it's created a lot of burdens. And so you can let these burdens go. You can allow this truth to come out and own it. Own your part. Own your part in this so you can walk away from it, healed. Feel like you spent a lot of time trying to hide this part of who you are from others. And I think you're wanting some peace from this. There's no fulfillment in the strategies to keep this a secret. There's no fulfillment in holding on to the lies. There's also a need to walk away from old patterns, old ways of doing things. Again, it's time to end this cycle. You're carrying the burden of these lies. Maybe there are others who have been carrying this lie for you as well, and it's caused a great deal of burden on them. This is a crossroads type of reading. I can feel the opportunity for embracing this as a blessing instead of a curse, instead of someone doing something to you. Your challenge is to not miss this opportunity, to not let this pass you by, to not be so stubborn in your way of seeing things that that you miss this because it's uncomfortable, because you're defensive, because this is just an old pattern way of being. Your challenge is to do something different, to look within, to deal with the difficult emotions around this, to get into your heart space. It feels like you spend a lot of time in your head space and strategizing and thinking, and you haven't spent a lot of time in that heart space. I think you've annexed yourself from your heart space because there are uncomfortable truths about yourself that you're carrying and haven't really looked at, haven't really embraced about yourself. And maybe you've been judging yourself and criticizing yourself. And it makes it difficult to connect with you heart to heart. And so your challenge is to find a different way, heal this, release this, forgive yourself for these lies and everything around it. How can you make this right to move forward? How can you make this right for yourself? How can you make this right for others? Apologizing is a good first step. Like, the type of apology I'm talking about is someone who takes ownership, not someone who justifies and tries to explain away why they did something, but someone who really understands and shows through communication, like, I get that whatever this is and the lies, I realize the devastation this has caused, whatever, like, embody it, acknowledge, explain, I hear you. And so you can close this cycle, so you can release the burdens of this. And so you can then make new choices moving forward. Apologies are great, but then if there's no change in behavior, apologies are just manipulation. So apologies, great, if they are sincere, heartfelt, that you're not expecting anything from the person you're giving the apology from. They don't have to forgive you. Releasing, like, then now you have to be nice to me. Now we're okay. You don't get to decide that. That's up to them. An apology is an invitation to you're accepting and acknowledging a wrongdoing, taking responsibility and accountability with no trying to control an outcome, not needing the other person to forgive you, change how they view you. Now, can we forget about this? Now, okay, that's not up to you. An apology is a free offering with no strings, should be a free offering with no strings attached. And the person will feel if it, and they need, give them as much time and accept their point of view, adding that, and if you mean it, how can I make this up? Is there anything I can do? How can we move forward from this? How can I change my behavior moving forward? Or even better, this is how I'm going to change my behavior moving forward to make this right. I can't change what I did in the past. But I can, going forward, make different decisions. And then you have to follow through with what you say you're going to do. Otherwise, those are all the steps required, and it still doesn't mean that the person's going to forgive you. I think it's a apology, a real forgiveness, real act of contrition is not needing anything from that person who you wronged. Just an acknowledgement that I did this. I'm so sorry. I take full accountability for this. Please forgive me. I know you're not obligated to forgive me. I don't need anything from you. I'm not trying to control the outcome. This is what I'm going to do to change my behavior, because I see this as a pattern within me, and I'm going to change the way I behave going forward, and then change your behavior going forward. So, wow, that came through in a really interesting way. I don't know if this is your, if you're still watching, I assume some part of this resonated with you. If you feel comfortable sharing how this relates to you, I would love to hear in the comments. And if you're still listening and this resonated, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this video so you get more of these readings in your feed. So, all right, Leo, I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much. Bye.